That autumn morning, the kitchen smelled of burnt toast and fresh coffee, the kind of chaos that felt like home. My kids' laughter echoed as I tied their shoelaces, unaware that a single phone call would unravel everything I held dear. The voice on the other end wasn't a stranger. It was someone I trusted, someone who knew me as the mom who sang off-key lullabies every night. In seconds, their words turned my world to ash, accusing me of a crime so vile it still chokes me to think of it. I'm a mother, just like so many of you, my life woven into my children's messy drawings and endless whys. I thought I was their rock, their safe place. But that day, I became a stranger, branded by a lie that came from the heart of my own family. The weight of their doubt, the way my daughter's eyes avoided mine, the way my son's questions fell silent, cut deeper than any accusation. How do you prove your innocence when the ones you love most have already judged you guilty? Nights became my battleground, each one spent replaying that call, searching for the moment I could have stopped this nightmare. Was it something I said? A truth I missed? The answers hide in shadows I'm still chasing, and the truth, it's a wound I'm not ready to open. Not yet. This isn't just a story of betrayal. It's about a mother clawing through despair to reclaim her name, her family, her heart. It's about finding strength when the world writes you off. I need you to hear this, not just my story, but the fight behind it. If you've ever felt alone, betrayed, or desperate for truth, please hit that like button. It's a lifeline for me. Share your thoughts in the comments. I read every word, and they fuel my courage. Subscribe to walk this path with me, to uncover the secrets and scars that will shape this 10-chapter journey. Together, we'll face the darkness and find the truth. The kitchen was my little kingdom, a mess of crumbs and love, where I'd braid Lily's wild curls and rib Max about his eternally mismatched socks. That autumn morning, the air smelled of burnt toast and hope, the kind of chaos that felt like mine. I was halfway through a French braid, Lily squirming, when the phone shrieked, a jagged, insistent sound that slit the morning open. I grabbed it, expecting Mom's voice, her usual nag about my coffee habit. Instead, it was Claire, my sister, her voice so cold it burned. "Sarah, they're saying you killed Mom." My fingers froze, the braid unraveling like my sanity. Coffee splashed across the counter, a dark stain spreading like blood. Killed Mom? I'd kissed her cheek 2 days ago, her laugh crinkling the edges of my memory. The accusation landed like a fist, absurd but heavy. A stone lodged in my chest, squeezing the air out. I laughed, a sharp, broken sound that scared Lily. "Mommy, what's wrong?" she asked, her 7-year-old eyes too big. I mumbled something about allergies, my voice a cracked lie, as I dialed Mom's number. Voicemail. Her cheerful greeting, "This is Ellen. Leave a message," felt like a taunt. Silence followed, thick and wrong, twisting my gut. Claire's words clawed at me. "They have evidence." Evidence? My scarf, soft blue, left at Mom's weeks ago when I'd helped her bake, flashed in my mind. No, it couldn't be. I grabbed my keys, my hands shaking, and drove to Mom's house, the kids' questions trailing me like ghosts. The street was quiet, but her driveway was a crime scene, yellow police tape flapping like a warning. A neighbor, Mrs. Hargrove, stared, her eyes sharp with judgment. I stood where I'd learned to ride a bike, where Mom had cheered my wobbly tries. Now it was tainted, the air heavy, like the world was holding its breath. I tried to picture Mom, her warm hands, her teasing smile, but all I saw was Claire's voice, that icy edge. She'd always been the steady one, my big sister, the one who fixed things. Why was she doing this? The scarf nagged at me, a loose thread in my unraveling life. Had I left it there? Or had someone taken it? I called Claire back, but her phone was off, her silence louder than her accusation. Lily tugged my sleeve, asking why we were at Grandma's, her voice small. I couldn't answer. Max, quiet for once, kicked a pebble, his face pale. The weight of their trust, so fragile, pressed against me. I'd been their rock, their safe place, but now I was a suspect, my life a puzzle with pieces that didn't fit. Claire's words echoed. They're saying you killed her. Who was they? And why did it feel like the truth was slipping through my fingers, like coffee through a cracked mug? I stood there, in Mom's driveway, the world tilting, waiting for something, anything to make sense again. The police station smelled like stale coffee and bad choices, a gray room with walls that seemed to lean in, judging me. I sat, twisting my ring, a nervous tic Mom always teased me about, while a detective with tired eyes, Detective Hargis, slid photos across the table. Mom's kitchen, a broken glass, a smear of blood like an accusation. Your fingerprints, Sarah, he said, his voice flat, like he'd already convicted me. My fingerprints? I'd chopped onions with her last week, laughed over her terrible knife skills. I stammered, my words tripping over each other, but his eyes didn't budge. Outside, Claire stood, her back to me, her silence a blade sharper than any question. My sister, my confidant, wouldn't even look at me. The questioning dragged on, hours blurring into a haze of doubt. My explanations, about the onions, the dinner, the normalcy, sounded hollow, even to me. Hargis leaned back, his pen tapping, each click a nail in my coffin. Claire's avoidance gnawed at me. I caught her shadow in the hall, slipping away like she was allergic to me. Back home, Max barricaded himself in his room, his silence louder than his usual chatter. Lily clung to my leg, her voice small. Is Grandma in heaven? I lied, said I didn't know, my throat tight. Then I heard it, a cop's whisper, sharp and venomous. She's got motive, the will. What will? Mom never talked about money, not like that. My head spun, the room too small, too hot. A news van squatted outside my house, its camera lens glinting like a predator's eye. I locked the door, but their judgment seeped through, thick as fog. The kids' faces were my only tether. Lily's wide eyes, Max's clenched fists. But even they were slipping, their trust fraying like an old rope. I kept seeing Claire's back, her refusal to meet my gaze. We'd shared secrets, swapped clothes, laughed until we cried. Now, she was a stranger, her silence a wall I couldn't climb. The photos haunted me. Mom's kitchen, that blood. My fingerprints were explainable, weren't they? But doubt crept in, a cold whisper. What if I'd missed something? I replayed that dinner, Mom's smile, her hand on mine. Nothing felt wrong then. Or did it? The scarf came back, nagging, a blue blur in my memory. Had I left it there? Or had Claire, with her quick hands and quicker lies, taken it? I stood at my window, the news van's lights piercing the dark, and felt the world's eyes on me, heavy, unyielding. My kids slept upstairs, their soft breaths a fragile anchor. I twisted my ring, the metal warm against my skin, and wondered how my life had become a trap, each step sinking me deeper into a story I didn't write. My hands shook as I tore through Mom's letters, the attic air thick with dust and ghosts. I was desperate, clawing for anything to stitch my life back together. Tucked in a shoebox, beneath birthday cards and faded recipes, her handwriting stopped me cold. Sarah, if I'm gone, ask Claire about the money. My breath caught, a sharp pain slicing through me. Money? Claire's late-night calls, her pinched face when I'd offered to help with rent. It clicked, ugly and sharp. My sister, my rock, had a secret. I drove to her apartment, the note burning in my pocket, and pounded on her door. Claire's face was pale, her eyes flickering with something. Guilt? Before she slammed it shut. You're losing it, Sarah, she hissed through the crack, her hands trembling. But I saw it, that flicker, and it lit a fire in me. Back home, I hacked Mom's bank records, my fingers clumsy on the keyboard. Thousands gone, withdrawn days before her death, transfers to an account I didn't know. My heart thudded, each number a betrayal. Claire, who'd cried with me at Mom's birthday, who'd borrowed my scarf, my trust. A neighbor called, her voice hushed. I saw Claire at your mom's that night, sneaking out late. My stomach twisted. Claire, at Mom's, when she'd sworn she was home? I sat on my couch, the note crumpled in my fist, its words a brand on my heart. Lily wandered in, her eyes big. Does Aunt Claire hate us? Her question was a knife, and I had no answer, just a weak smile and a hug that felt like a lie. I kept seeing Claire's trembling hands, her eyes dodging mine. We'd grown up sharing secrets, whispering in the dark about boys, dreams, fears. Now, she was a stranger, her lies a wall between us. The bank records glared from my screen, proof of something I didn't want to name. Had she fought with Mom? Taken her money? Worse? I twisted my ring, the metal biting into my skin, and replayed Mom's note. Ask Claire. Why hadn't Mom told me? Was she protecting her, even now? The neighbor's words echoed, a puzzle piece that didn't fit. Claire sneaking out. Claire lying. I wanted to scream, to shake her until the truth spilled out, but the kids' faces, Lily's questions, Max's silence, kept me grounded, their trust a fragile thread. I couldn't break it, not yet. The attic's shadows clung to me, Mom's handwriting a ghost in my hand. What was Claire hiding? Have you ever loved someone so much you missed their lies staring you in the face? The police called at dawn, their voice clipped. A warrant, my scarf at Mom's, blood-stained and damning. I sat on my couch, twisting my ring until it hurt, the blue scarf flashing in my mind. I hadn't worn it since spring, when Claire borrowed it, her smile all charm as she draped it over her shoulders. I told the detective, my words spilling fast, but his smirk said I was chasing ghosts. Your prince, your scarf, your motive, he said, like it was a script. My lawyer, in a suit that screamed defeat, muttered about an airtight case. A will, he said, that named me. A will? Mom never mentioned it. My world tilted, the walls closing in. The scarf was a setup. I felt it in my bones. I'd left it at Mom's months ago, or had Claire taken it? I dug through old photos, my hands shaking, and there it was. Claire, in my scarf, at Mom's last Easter, laughing. Proof maybe, but the detective's smirk haunted me. My lawyer's warning hit harder. You could lose the kids if you're charged. Lily and Max, my anchors, gone? I couldn't breathe. Max overheard, his face crumpling as he ran out, his sobs echoing. I chased him, but he locked his door, shutting me out. Then a reporter knocked, her voice sharp. Sarah, what's the killer's side? I slammed the door, my heart a drumbeat of panic. The photo was my lifeline, a blurry snapshot of truth, but it felt like sand slipping through my fingers. I kept seeing the scarf, its soft blue now a noose. Claire's smile in that photo. Was it a mask? I'd trusted her, shared my life, my kids. Now her silence was a weapon, and I was the target. The will nagged at me. Why hadn't Mom told me? Was it real or another lie? I paced, the house too quiet, Lily's toys scattered like accusations. Max's door stayed locked, his silence louder than the reporter's questions. I twisted my ring, the metal warm, grounding me. The police were coming, the lawyer said. Tomorrow, maybe. I clutched the photo, its edges curling, and felt the trap tighten. My kids' faces, their trust, were all I had left, but even that was fraying. The world saw a killer, I saw a mother, desperate, drowning in lies I didn't tell. I tailed Claire to a diner, my car hidden in the lot's shadows, my camera trembling in my hands. She sat with a man, his face unfamiliar, his hands sliding an envelope across the table. Her face was tight, fear in her eyes, not the sister I knew. I snapped a photo, my breath hitching. Was this the money from Mom's note? Back home, I found Max's journal under his pillow, his childish scrawl a gut punch. Aunt Claire was at Grandma's. She said don't tell. My son, my quiet boy, carried her secret. His small shoulders bowed under its weight. I held him as he sobbed, his body shaking, and promised I'd fix this, but my voice cracked, hollow. I coaxed the truth from Max, his words halting. Claire had told him to stay quiet, her voice sharp, scary. He'd seen her at Mom's that night, slipping out the back. My heart raced. Proof, but at what cost? The police called, their tone final. We're moving to arrest you tomorrow. I hid the journal in my dresser, its pages burning my hands. Lily wandered in, her eyes red. Are we safe, Mommy? I lied again, my smile brittle. The diner photo stared from my phone, Claire's fear a mirror of my own. Was she running from the same truth I was chasing? I kept seeing Max's scrawl, his fear inked on the page. He was only 9, too young for this weight. The house felt smaller, the walls pressing in. I twisted my ring, its edges biting, and replayed Claire's face in that diner. She'd always been the strong one, the sister who fixed my messes. Now, she was the mess, and I was drowning in it. The police's threat loomed, a clock ticking down. I saw Lily's drawings, Grandma's face in crayon, and felt my chest cave. Max's secret was my leverage, but using it meant breaking him open. I held him that night, his breath soft against me, and wondered what I'd sacrifice to keep them safe. The journal, the photo. They were pieces of a puzzle, but the picture was still blurred. Claire's shadow hung over us, her lies a noose tightening. What would you do to shield your kids from a truth that could shatter them? My lawyer scoffed at Max's journal. Kids' words, not evidence. I needed more, something solid to claw my way out of this hole. Claire's apartment was dark, her absence a cold invitation. I slipped in, heart hammering, the lock giving way under my shaky hands. Her desk was chaos, bills, receipts, and then, bank statements, stark and damning. Transfers to an unknown account, dated the day Mom died. My breath caught, the numbers a betrayal in black and white. Footsteps. I ducked behind her couch, pulse roaring, as Claire stormed in, muttering, "She's destroying me." Me? Her voice was raw, frayed, not the sister I knew. I held my breath, invisible, as she paced, her shadow sharp against the wall. I slipped out, but my car's taillights betrayed me, glowing red as Claire's eyes locked on. Back home, a brick crashed through my window, glass scattering like my nerves. A note scrawled in black, "Back off." Lily found it, her voice trembling. "Are we safe, Mommy?" I lied, said yes, but my hands shook as I swept up the glass. The bank statements burned in my pocket, proof of Claire's lies, but the brick was a warning. Her fear was dangerous. I saw her muttering again, her words a loop in my head. Was she scared of me, or something bigger? I twisted my ring, the metal biting, grounding me in the chaos. The house was a cage, the kids' eyes watching me, waiting for a mom I wasn't sure I could be. Max's journal, the statements, the note, they were pieces, but not enough. Claire's shadow clung to me, her lies a weight I couldn't shake. I kept seeing Mom's kitchen, that blood, my scarf. Had Claire planted it? The thought was a splinter, digging deeper. I checked the locks, the windows, but fear seeped in, cold and relentless. Lily slept with her stuffed bear, Max with his door cracked, their trust fragile as glass. I sat up, the statement spread out, my mind racing. The truth was close, uglier than I'd imagined, but every step felt like a line I shouldn't cross. Yet I had no choice. My kids needed me, and I'd burn it all down to save them. The bank account led to Paul, Mom's financial advisor, Claire's ex, a man with nervous eyes and a cheap cologne stink. I met him in a shadowed lot, the air thick with dusk and secrets. "Claire took thousands," he whispered, his gaze darting like a cornered animal. "She was desperate, Sarah. Be careful." His words were a warning, but his fear felt like mine. Back home, Claire called, her voice a cold blade. "You're digging your own grave." I hit record, her threat a jagged gift I could use. Max curled beside me, his voice small. Aunt Claire yelled at Grandma about money. My heart lurched. My son, carrying another piece of her betrayal. Paul's confession replayed, each word a crack in Claire's facade. She'd siphoned Mom's savings, her desperation a secret she'd buried deep. I saw her face, pinched and pale. The sister who'd once braided my hair, now a stranger. The recorded call was my weapon, her voice sharp with panic, but it wasn't enough. A detective knocked, his face unreadable. "New evidence, Sarah. Might help." He wouldn't say more, leaving me dangling. Max's words haunted me. Claire arguing with Mom, her voice loud, angry. I twisted my ring, its edges biting, and replayed the call, her threat carving deeper into my chest. Was she running from me, or from what she'd done? The house felt like a trap, the kids' eyes heavy with questions I couldn't answer. Lily drew Grandma in crayon, her lines shaky, and I choked back tears. Paul's warning echoed, "Be careful." Claire was desperate, but so was I. For my kids, my name, my truth. The detective's vague hope was a lifeline, but flimsy, like everything else. I kept seeing Mom's kitchen, that blood, my scarf, a puzzle with too many pieces missing. Claire's call played again, her voice a ghost in my ear. My sister, my enemy. I held Max closer, his warmth the only thing grounding me. The truth was slipping out, but it was sharp, cutting us all as it came. A neighbor's whisper was my first breath of hope. She saw Claire leaving Mom's house that night, agitated, her coat flapping like a warning. But then Claire vanished, her apartment gutted, her phone dead, her absence a scream in the silence. I climbed to Mom's attic, the air thick with dust and memory, searching for anything to hold on to. A letter, in Mom's elegant script, stopped me. "Sarah, forgive Claire. She's broken." My rage cracked, grief flooding in. Forgive her? After her lies, her betrayal? I clutched the letter, its weight heavier than the accusations against me. Why was Mom still protecting her? I found Claire's car near Mom's house, abandoned, a single earring glinting inside. Mine, a pearl stud I'd lost months ago. Another trap, another lie. The police called, their tone sharp. "Don't leave town, Sarah. We know you're hiding something." Hiding? I was drowning, chasing a sister who'd slipped through my fingers. Lily's nightmares woke her cries for Grandma a knife in my chest. I held her, whispering lies about safety, but her small body shook. The attic letter haunted me, Mom's plea a splinter under my skin. Claire, broken. Was she? Or was she just cruel? The house was a cage, the kids' eyes heavy with fear. I twisted my ring, its bite a reminder I was still here, still fighting. The neighbor's story, the letter, the earring, they were pieces, but the puzzle was fractured. Claire's absence was a taunt, her car a ghost in the night. I saw her face, gaunt in my memory, her lies piling up like leaves. The police thought I knew where she was, but I was lost too. Mom's words echoed, "Forgive her." But how, when her betrayal was tearing us apart? I stood in the attic, the letter trembling in my hands, torn between love and rage, the truth a shadow I couldn't catch. I found Claire in a motel, its neon sign flickering like my hope. Her face was gaunt, eyes wild, a stranger wearing my sister's skin. "You ruined me," she screamed, her voice raw, blaming me for the life she'd torched. I begged for the truth, my voice breaking, but she lunged, a knife flashing in the dim light. I wrestled it free, my hands shaking, her sobs shattering the air. "I didn't mean to kill her," she whispered, collapsing. "It was an accident." My heart stopped. Accident or not, she'd let me burn, let my kids see me as a monster. I called the police, torn between loyalty and justice. Her confession was a wound, raw and bleeding, but it wasn't enough. What happened that night? She wouldn't say, her eyes darting away, her hands clawing at her hair. I saw Lily and Max in my mind, their trust fragile as glass, waiting for a mom I was fighting to be. The motel room stank of mildew and despair, Claire's sobs a soundtrack to my breaking heart. I'd loved her, shared my secrets, my scarf, my life. Now she was a stranger, her lies a blade between us. The police were coming, their sirens faint in the distance, but I felt no relief, just a hollow ache. Lily and Max clung to me as we waited, their small hands anchoring me. Claire's words echoed, "An accident." But accidents don't frame your sister, don't tear your family apart. I twisted my ring, its edges cutting, and saw Mom's face, her smile, her letter. Forgive her. How? The knife lay on the floor, glinting like her betrayal. I wanted to scream, to shake her until the whole truth spilled out, but her sobs were a wall I couldn't breach. The kids' eyes held me, their fear a mirror of mine. The truth was here, but it was jagged, cutting us all as it came. Claire's trial was a storm of half-truths, her voice small as she swore Mom fell during a fight over money. An accident, she said, her eyes avoiding mine. My scarf, my prints, were her tools to frame me, to save herself. The jury bought it, their verdict a soft murmur, but I didn't. Not fully. Her lies had cost me Mom, my sister, my kids' trust. Back in my kitchen where this nightmare began, I watched Lily draw, her crayons tracing Grandma's smile. Max laughed, a faint sound, but the warmth was gone, replaced by scars we'd carry forever. I stood at Mom's grave, the letter in my hand, her words a ghost. Forgive her. I left it there, whispering. I tried. Claire was gone, not just in jail, but from my heart, a stranger I'd loved too long. The trial had cleared my name, but the cost was everything. My family, fractured, my kids, wary. Lily's drawings were a small light, her lines steadier now, but Max's eyes still held questions I couldn't answer. I twisted my ring, its bite softer now, and started writing my story, vowing to live in truth, no matter how raw. The kitchen was quiet, the chaos of that first morning a distant ache. I saw Mom's face, her laugh, and felt her absence like a missing limb. Claire's accident was her truth, but mine was the betrayal, the years I'd spent trusting her. I held my kids close, their warmth my anchor, and knew some wounds don't heal, they shape you. This story, my truth, is for them, for me, for anyone who's fought to be seen. If it cuts you, if you've carried scars no one sees, hit that like, it's my lifeline. Share your pain in the comments, your words hold me up. Subscribe to walk this road with me, past the hurt, toward the truth we all deserve.